These 7 subtle signs show she wants you to make the first move. Welcome back, dear friends. Many of you keep asking me again and again, how can I recognize whether she's simply waiting for me to make the first move, or whether she's not interested at all? And I know that women do not always communicate clearly, and also do not send obvious signals. And of course, that makes it difficult for men to understand what they actually want, what is really going on. There are different reasons why women don't make the first move. Some are simply afraid of rejection and don't want to expose themselves to that risk. Others believe the man should take the lead from the beginning. I personally think, by the way, that we women in 2025, in the era of emancipation and female empowerment, can absolutely make the first move sometimes. And I know that it takes a bit of courage to make the first move, that you don't want to feel ridiculous or come across as pushy. And I'm also aware that many men over 35 eventually reach a point where they think, I don't feel like constantly interpreting anything anymore. Either she sends clear signals or too bad. Yes, that's true. And at the same time, I often hear, I would have done something, but I wasn't sure. And it's exactly in this gap where misunderstandings arise. And I know some will now come with the argument that it shouldn't always be about what women want or how women feel. That applies just as much to men. But because you keep asking me exactly this, I want to explain from my perspective the subtle behaviors women consciously or unconsciously show that strongly indicate she wants you to make the first move. And the strongest sign for me comes at the very end. Number 1, she is reliably present. What does that mean? She always tries to maintain your contact somehow. She doesn't message constantly. She gives you space, but she doesn't disappear. She does not make the first move, for example, by asking, shall we meet sometime? Or, do you want to grab a coffee? But she also doesn't want to come across as cold or uninterested. And often it goes like this. We women want to give him subtle signs so that he makes the first move. And I say this from my personal experience back when I was still single, but also from women I know, from friends, from women in my environment who all say or think or expect the same thing. We give him very small hints to show we are interested, so that he then comes toward us and makes the first move. And yes, if you want, you can call it cowardly or a one-sided expectation. Nevertheless, it often works like that. Many women, especially those with a bit of life experience, think, if he is interested, then he will text me or he will approach me. And I think that too. So she steps back, shows subtle interest, but stays close and emotionally available. And sure, for many men this feels like, okay, is this interest or just politeness? And of course, it's not always clear, and of course you can misread it. But if she reliably seeks contact with you, texts you every now and then, even out of nowhere, and lets you hear from her, then that can be a sign she's waiting for your move. Another subtle sign is when she provokes or teases you. This can be a playful remark, a little jab, a playful challenge, or that she lightly gets on your nerves, all without bad intentions. What does it mean? She wants your attention, and many men overlook that. She wants you to pay attention to her, engage a little, react, without saying openly, I like you. And she also wants to observe how you respond. Flirting doesn't always have to be obvious, and teasing is a harmless way to show interest. If she keeps playfully challenging you, it's often her quiet hint. I like you. You can make the first move. If she asks you personal questions, is curious about you, she might want to know when your last relationship was, what it was like, what you need to feel comfortable, what you do for work, what goals you have. For men, it sometimes feels like, We're just talking nicely, but nothing more. Yes, of course. And as I said, that's always possible. Being curious, showing genuine interest, asking truly personal questions, wanting to know more about this person, that's not something you do with everyone. She stays longer than necessary. This can also be a subtle sign. The meeting is actually over, but she stays, or the coffee becomes another one. Or she says on the phone, I actually wanted to go, but go on. Tell me. Giving someone time is one of the most honest signals there is. And especially at an age where we all have plenty to do, no one usually spends time with you out of pity thinking, oh, I'll just waste 2 hours with someone I don't care about. Life is too short for that. If she stays, it's because she wants to be with you, because she likes you. And she is often waiting for you to recognize this moment. Maybe she casually mentions that she is single. If I were a man who likes her, I would listen closely. She doesn't reveal it dramatically, not with a story, just casually. I'm not in a relationship right now, or my ex and I have been done for a long time. She is setting the context. There is usually no reason or need to inform you about that without you asking, so it can be a sign to show. Now he knows the path is clear. Yes, she reacts positively to your small advances. An honest compliment. She smiles brighter. A little flirt, she plays along. A small gesture, a touch on her arm, she doesn't pull away. And of course, this can also be misinterpreted. But in general, if she doesn't withdraw and becomes more open, it's often a silent yes. Also the other way around, she shows small physical approaches. She stands a little closer to you in conversation than necessary. Maybe she touches your arm when emphasizing something, or she leans toward you when talking to you, or she whispers something in your ear and stays a moment longer than necessary. As a woman, I can say, these are usually not coincidences. Many women use physical closeness very consciously and sparingly. So if she seeks your closeness, then mostly not by accident, but because she feels comfortable, because there is attraction. And at the same time, it can mean this is a space where initiative is welcome. Some men tell themselves in these moments that it must be coincidence or just her way. And yes, sometimes it is, but sometimes it isn't. When you're attracted to someone, you sometimes just can't help it and automatically overcome physical distance by moving closer or touching. Such things. This does not always happen consciously, and in my opinion, this is almost the strongest point, because physical closeness is not random for most women. On the contrary, with experience, we know very well whom we want to get closer to and whom not. So when a woman consciously or unconsciously makes these small physical gestures, it is often a sign of trust and comfort. She is not only checking how you react, but opening a space where initiative is welcome. Yes, of course, all these signs are hints, not guarantees. People are different, moods change, life circumstances play a role. It's just about paying attention to multiple signals, perceiving them, and responding with sensitivity. Subtle signs are often an attempt to allow closeness without giving away too much. If you found this helpful, feel free to leave a like and share the channel with anyone who might benefit from it. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Take care, and goodbye.